My name is Chukai Koku, and I just want to thank you guys so much for allowing me to share on our team's behalf about diversity. I'd like to start by letting you guys know that we are in the business of helping companies increase their revenues by 41%. And not just that, but we're also in the business of adding $400 billion a year to the tech industry. Do you guys want to know how? Yeah. It's simple. Diversity. MIT did a study that showed that if your company has as many women as there are men, it's going to earn 41% higher revenues on average. And then in addition to that, Forbes did another study that showed due to lack of diversity efforts, $400 billion a year is left on the table in the tech industry. Despite that, tech is still broken. If you look at how tech compares to the non-tech world, you see that it heavily under-indexes, relatively speaking. So in the case of black people, black professionals like myself, we represent about 3% of the industry, but then outside of the industry, it's about 8%. In the case of Hispanics, it's even worse, almost 4x. 6% of Hispanics in tech, 22%, so almost a 4 times difference. And as for females, it's about a 30 to 70% split, but we just heard about the stat that says even numbers earn higher revenues, but yet there's only 3 women for every 7 men in tech. We found that the problem is that there's a huge lack of diversity, in part due to the fact that there aren't solutions that make it easy to connect diverse-minded companies with the talent that they're looking for. And that's where we come in. Diversity basically demystifies the process of diversity and inclusion hiring. And we do this by connecting underrepresented candidates and professionals with the companies that are looking for these sorts of individuals. There we go. We do this simply. We have a mobile app, we have a web product. You pick whichever one, choose whatever works for you, but they work seamlessly and synchronously. So user inputs certain pieces of information, including their demographics. Say what kind of job you want, what user type defines you, if you're a recruiter or a hiring manager or a job seeker. And then on our end, we essentially match you with communities and jobs that fit your bill, or candidates if you're on the recruiting side of things. We're playing in a big market here. About $150 billion a year spent on recruiting efforts, and a huge part of that goes towards tech, but a small part of that goes towards diversity and inclusion hiring, and that's where we plan to play, is increasing the size of that pie. We have a huge advantage because we're focusing on the media and the tech space, and there's no company out there, and we'll see that on the next slide, that operates at the scale that we're operating at in this area. We have an addressable market of about 100 million users across North America. As far as how we compare to the competition, Diversity is the only company that's fully represented in all these areas. So we have a job posting module. Users could sign up, choose their user type, post jobs, apply to jobs. Users can also create groups and communities and reach out to people within their network and connect with them on professional levels or maybe even casual levels and have conversations that can help them achieve their life goals. We also have a real-time mobile and web chat interface that we built from scratch. And that enables seamless communication between recruiters and the people that they're reaching out to, or even people connecting with mentors and other folks in their network that they could appreciate. We also have a diversity rating system. What this is an opportunity for people to rate companies on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how diverse they perceive the company. So it's not a question of how many black people or Hispanics that you have or how many women, but it's more so your perception of their conviction about diversity. And the idea here is that it will serve as a metric, an authority that can convict other companies in the industry about taking diversity and inclusion more seriously. And then, of course, we have a focus on minorities. In terms of our monetization, we have two types of business models. One is where a company could pay a subscription monthly, and then they will have full access to our candidate repository. So essentially, if you're a small company, that's about 100 a month, and then a big company, 1,000. And then secondarily, we will actually do in-house recruiting, because a lot of small companies that do care about diversity don't have a head of diversity and inclusion hiring. So it actually helps help those companies do the internal hiring. As far as our team goes, I love to say that we practice what we preach. We're a pretty diverse bunch. We have about 9 different passports represented on our little team, about 6 different gender and ethnic combinations as well. And in terms of artificial intelligence and machine learning, we have decades worth of experience on our team alone. We also take UI, UX quite seriously. I always say that if Steve Jobs won't be proud of it, then it's crap, and the team loves it. But most importantly, we all have convictions about diversity and inclusion. Every last one of us could personally testify as to what it means to be an underrepresented minority in your place of work, and we all have strong conviction about helping solve this problem. As far as traction goes, we're live on web, on mobile, iOS, and Android. You could download the app as we speak or check out the site. We have 6,000 users and counting in the network. We also have over 3,000 jobs posted. And just to name a few of the companies trusting us to help them with their diversity and inclusion hiring, we have WB on board, Unity as well, Stars for the entertainment industry, Amplitude, Snowflake, just to name a few. And then we also have a bunch of underrepresented communities that are on the platform having conversations and building the network as well. We have huge aspirations. And we're in the process of raising $750,000 in seed funding, most of which will go towards engineering and artificial intelligence efforts, and the rest focused on growing our user base. We would love for you guys to join us in helping close this diversity and inclusion gap. And I'll be happy to take questions and comments at the end of tonight's pitches. Thank you so much.